Hey, Dad.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I want to cheer.
Seriously, you want to wave pom-poms and yell and... I mean, okay, that's kind of cute, but don't you want to do a real sport? What's up, everybody? It's time to talk about more cheer dad stuff. Now, if you're going to be a cheer dad for any amount of time, you're going to have to eventually deal with this. Cheer is not a sport. In fact, that may be where you find yourself right now. Your son or daughter has let you know that they want to cheer, and you find yourself wishing that they would get involved with a real sport. So let's talk about sports. The NCAA, which is the governing body for major college sports, has ruled that cheer is not a sport. Now, you may be aware of Title IX, which is the legal guideline that states colleges and universities must offer the same number of sports for both men and women. Quinnipiac University in Connecticut elevated their cheerleading squad to varsity sports status and was promptly sued. A U.S. District Court ruled that cheer was not a sport. Quinnipiac appealed the decision, and a federal appeals court upheld the original decision. That ought to settle it, right? Not so fast. I think part of the problem can be attributed to the origins of cheerleading. From its beginnings, cheerleading was created to support other sports. Cheering for football, basketball, and so on, we're used to seeing this happen, and that may be how you think of cheer. As embarrassing as it is for me to now admit, that's fairly similar to how I felt when I first found out my daughter wanted to cheer. But I'm here to tell you, cheerleading has evolved. We're not talking about sideline cheer, which, by the way, in my opinion, has some pretty cool aspects to it, but that's a different topic. We're talking about competition cheer. Whether or not you realize it, the two are very different activities. In competition cheer, you'll often see cheerleaders twisting and turning in the air, sometimes after a running start across the floor, and sometimes after being lifted up or even tossed into the air by another group of cheerleaders. When you start to see the types of athletic feats involved, you may just come to the conclusion that cheer is a sport. But I already told you that cheer is not a sport. And I also told you that the courts have ruled that it's not a sport. Let's consider this information from the Second U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. The court acknowledged that cheerleading can be physically challenging, and it requires strength, agility, and grace. The court also acknowledged that someday cheerleading may become a varsity sport. So what's missing? More organization and more competition teams. And I think you should also know this. The NAIA, that's the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, which is the governing body for 250 colleges and universities, made competitive cheerleading an official sport in 2016. And there are 74 schools that have teams. Now, we've barely scratched the surface discussing cheer as a sport, including the legal aspects and common misconceptions about what cheer is. I could go on, but you've got other things to do, right? So, throw out the legalese, judge it with your own two eyes, see the incredible athleticism that's involved, and I think you'll come to the same conclusion. Cheerleading is most definitely a sport. So, until next time, get out there and enjoy some cheerleading, and don't forget to be awesome.